Hey everybody, it's Elle or Arielle, and I am back for another bump date. So today I am officially 8 weeks. I am 8 weeks pregnant, guys. I just cannot believe it. Like, I just can't believe it. So today I am 8 weeks pregnant in 0 days, and I'm gonna tell you all about my 7 weeks. So as you can tell by my very chippy demeanor today, I have actually magically not gotten hit with the morning sickness fairy yet. I am so happy. I almost hate saying it because I know there's so many people out there that get so sick, and I feel so bad for you guys, and I really thought I would be like that because, you know, during my periods I'm prescribed Zofran so I can stop throwing up, because sometimes I literally have periods where I just can't stop heaving. And so I really thought I was going to be very sick, but I guess that was just related to the endometriosis, and now that I'm pregnant, I don't have that, and or I don't have it happening right now, and so I've been very comfortable actually. I'm feeling great. There isn't a ton going on this week. It's very similar to last week, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about my first ever ultrasound, and I will include a video for you guys. So the video I might make as a just separate video so that you guys can just see the ultrasound. But anyways, so they wanted originally to do 2 ultrasounds, and I'm just personally trying to limit ultrasound exposure for our baby. I might make a video about that later. If you guys are curious as to why I'm doing that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're curious, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's just a personal decision that we decided a while back we want to limit ultrasounds. So I'm hoping to only have 2 my whole pregnancy. So I talked to my midwife, who's amazing, different clinic, or she's like just a regular midwife, and I told her about how I want to limit ultrasounds. Is there any way to avoid an early pregnancy ultrasound? And she said not really, especially with IVF and endometriosis. They want to make sure it's not ectopic and that the baby has a heartbeat and everything looks okay. So I said that's fine, but if we can delay it as long as possible, that would be great, because I just want to make sure that we see it once and I don't have to go back in a couple days and just double check. So, so they wanted to do an early ultrasound at like 6 weeks, and I just really wasn't comfortable with that. I said, I'll give you 1 ultrasound and we can do it later. So we decided to do it at 7 weeks and 2 days is when I did my ultrasound. And it was amazing because I had watched other people's ultrasounds on YouTube and I kind of knew what to look for. And as soon as they put the wand there, they were measuring other parts like my ovaries and stuff too because of IVF. But they were like, oh, here's a little preview of what we're gonna see. And they just waved the wand over the baby, and I immediately saw the little flickering heartbeat. I'm like, oh my gosh, my baby has a heartbeat. So that was just absolutely epic. I think me and my husband, even though we knew everything was okay, we have a gut feeling that everything is okay, it was still nervous going into this because there's always that chance that you don't see the heartbeat, and that would be, really devastating after everything. So, so we were just a little bit nervous, and so as soon as we saw that, it was amazing. My husband had trouble seeing what I was seeing. Like, obviously he's not a medical person, so he was like, where's the heartbeat? But it was really amazing. They measured everything. Everything looks perfect. I was measuring perfectly at 7 weeks and 0 days, which they said perfectly fine, because obviously they just want it within a certain range of where you actually are, so that was perfect. And then the funny thing is, as I've mentioned before, I am on Parladel, or bromocriptine is the generic, and that's for hyperprolactinemia. And I was supposed to be on that through pregnancy to help to prevent miscarriage. Now, it does have side effects, so some of the nausea I have been feeling, I wouldn't even attribute to like pregnancy. I would attribute it to the Parladel, because if I don't take a full huge meal with it, I definitely feel pretty sick. And so that's been a big part of like me being sick at night if I, take it without a big meal. So that's been the only time I really feel sick. And so at the ultrasound, they're like, are you on any medicines? They gave me the spiel about being pregnant, which I didn't need, but that's okay. The spiel about like no alcohol, no cigarettes, eat healthy, take a prenatal vitamin. So they're like, are you on any medicines right now? And I said, just the bromocriptine. And they said, oh, for hyperprolactinemia? And I said, yes. And this was a different doctor. And they're like, oh, you can probably stop that. And I was like, are you sure? Because I was told to take it to prevent miscarriage. And she's like, no, you're probably good to stop it. But she just said it so casually. And And then I went and did my own research on it. I found countless articles about how it really does prevent miscarriage in people that have hyperprolactinemia, and how like the rate was so huge and how there's absolutely no effect on the baby at all. Like they've been studying this drug since 1987 and have never seen a problem with the baby. So I was just like, there's really no reason for me to stop. And this doctor doesn't know my medical history. She was just one of the random doctors. They're super sweet, but random. And so, and my doctor, my RE, actually happens to be kind of an expert on this. She's written articles, like if you Google her name, she has written articles about miscarriage and hyperprolactinemia. So I just kind of trust her more. So I'm gonna continue taking the Parladol for now. And I'm thinking about just getting another consult with my RE one last time, just to make sure that, you know, I'm doing everything that is good and healthy for the baby. So I'm going to continue that. So definitely a little bit more nauseous, but it's almost more to smells than anything else. Like, you know, if I open up a dirty refrigerator and I smell like icky food, that just smells horrible to me. The smell of like cooking meat smells bad to me. Like cooking chicken just does not smell good, doesn't matter how fresh it is. The good thing is I thought I would be like missing sushi and like deli meat, and I am not at all. That sounds so unappealing to me. But the thing I am craving is lobster. And I think it's partially because it's summertime here and like everyone's talking about lobster and lobster rolls and everyone's all obsessed. So, but because of my food allergies, I don't really feel comfortable eating in a place that's gonna prepare the lobster for me. I am not allergic to seafood. So when we went up to visit my parents, which I think I mentioned in my last video, my dad was so sweet and went to like Shaw's and got steamed lobster because you could buy it there steamed already. And he had all like the little tools and stuff to eat the lobster with. So that was really fun. So I've definitely been craving things like that. Definitely craving things that are more like beef based, you know, like tacos, meat sauces, things like that. Still not craving eggs as much as I was before. Still haven't vomited yet from this pregnancy, woohoo, still feeling really good. Dairy has still been making me a little bit queasy. Like I mentioned in my last video, I just can't eat a ton of it. And the other funny thing I haven't mentioned yet in many of my bump dates is that like sweets just don't appeal to me. And I've never been a huge sweet tooth before, but a lot of people when they get pregnant are a big sweet tooth, and it just doesn't sound good to me. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't sound appetizing. Like it's summer, so there's a lot of ice cream around, and if it's in front of me, I'll eat it. You know, like if my husband gets a milkshake, I will have some because it's there and it's yummy, but I will not go out of my way to eat sweets. Like we have cookies sitting on the counter, and that doesn't seem appetizing to me. Like I would rather have a steak. Not that I can, because it has to be cooked well done, and that's just sad. But yes, and lots of like all natural hot dogs and things like that. Like I would rather have salty foods. Like I'd rather have French fries than have, you know, like ice cream. So, and we've been eating a lot of like sweet potato fries and stuff like that, trying to be a little bit healthier with that. And then in terms of the bump's definitely not as soft as it was before. It's definitely getting a little bit harder. I officially last night went to Target and I could not hold out any longer. As I mentioned, I got the belly band for my jeans and they just weren't working for me at all. And even though it is summertime still and it's still warm here in New England, at night it gets really chilly. So if there's any activities I do at nighttime, I really need a pair of jeans for that. And so I was really cold the other day and I'm like, I just need a pair of jeans. So I finally went with my friend to Target and it was really fun. We kind of perused the baby aisle and looked at the cribs and stuff like that just for fun. And so I bought myself a pair of maternity jeans and a maternity shirt. So I was really happy with that purchase. I also got myself another dress because it's just so nice having a maternity dress. And they're so comfortable. I'm so happy they fit me correctly because you know how everyone has like a fat, you know, pair of jeans lying around, that's what I call them. Like I have one size up of jeans that I just like keep around just in case, you know, I blow it up or whatever. I was wearing those and they just weren't fitting properly. Like they didn't fit me in the legs, they were too baggy, and they only fit me in the stomach, and it just wasn't flattering. And so I was like, you know, not that I need super tight jeans, but just that they fit. And so I was so incredibly happy. They were like literally my size, but they have the band and they're so comfortable. I'm so thrilled to have it. And then the other fun thing to mention is now that we've officially seen the heartbeat at 7 weeks along, that means that the rate of miscarriage has dropped to just about 3% chance, so I'm really happy about that. We're still officially waiting to tell the rest of the world that we're pregnant until the end of the first trimester, and we are going to go and do pictures and do all this cute stuff because we had a special onesie made up that says he answered on it. And so we're gonna do official pictures and stuff like that. I have a person that's a photographer, and they were offering for $25 an hour-long shoot, and you get to keep all the digitals, and the only caveat is they wanted the pictures for their website that they're making, and I was like, heck yeah, that's amazing! So we're gonna go ahead and do that in a local park soon, in like 2 weeks, and I'm just so incredibly excited. And yeah, everything is going really, really well, guys, and I think that's everything. I will insert a picture of my bump. And that's it for now, guys, and if you like, subscribe. Bye!